Continuing with the second module of Govinda's disciple. The last three lines on page 40. Alas, screamed Raghunath and jumped into the stream. The teacher set his eyes upon his book, and the water held and hid what it stole and went its way. So here we say that we see that in the previous lines we know that Govinda, he had taken one of those gold bangles in his hand, and he was observing them minutely. He was keeping on twirling and twirling it around his fingers, and on doing so what happened was it suddenly slipped from his fingers. It rolled and slipped and went into the stream. So when Raghunath, his disciple, saw this, he was taken aback because his precious, costly gift had gone rolling into the water. So Raghunath, he screamed with disappointment and he jumped into the water with the hope that he would try to retrieve the bangle that he had bought for his guru. Okay, then in the meantime, as Raghunath jumped into the stream to retrieve that bangle that had slipped and rolled into the stream, Govinda, the Sikh teacher, he continued to sit on the rocks and read his holy scriptures. He was not bothered by the frantic attempts made to bring back his precious gift to him. The waters also seemed unbothered by Raghunath's search and continued to hide the bangle as if it had decided to steal it away from Raghunath. So this is the explanation of the last three lines of that page. Now moving on to page 41, the last 6 lines of the poem. The daylight faded when Raghunath came back to his teacher, tired and dripping. He panted and said, "I can still get it back if you show me where it fell." The teacher took up the remaining bangle and throwing it into the water said, "It is there." So the explanation goes back that, throughout the daylight, Raghunath was frantically searching for the bangles. So Raghunath came back to his teacher, dripping in water. He was exhausted and having spent the whole day, searching for the bangle. And with the breathless pants, he came and told his teacher that he could still fetch the bangle if only Govinda could show him where it fell. So he was, still of the belief that he could, still retrieve that bangle, and the only consolation was that he was hoping that his teacher would show him the exact spot where the bangle had rolled and fallen. So Govinda answered the request of his disciple in the most unexpected manner. What he did was, he picked up the second bangle and threw it into the water as well and said, "It is there," which implies that just like the first bangle, even now the second bangle also was lost. So now he did not want to part away with these costly gifts, especially with one bangle going down. So he was of the hope that he would be able to retrieve the bangle. So he goes back to his guru, and he asks his guru, "Can you exactly show me the spot where the bangle had fallen?" So what the guru does was, he picks up the second bangle, and the manner in which he gave the reply was least unexpected. The disciple did not expect that his guru would take up the second bangle and fling it into the water and tell that that is the spot where the bangle had fallen. So he did not expect this, what you say, action to be done by his guru. So now here we come to know that the 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 guru, he is trying to tell his disciples, sorry, not disciple, his disciple here, Raghunath, that material wealth is of no value to him, and the manner in which he let it be known to his disciple was not by words but by actions. And the action that he did was that even the second bangle, though it was made of gold, it did not what you say have any what you say value for the guru, because he had renounced all worldly pleasures. So for him, all these costly items did not matter for him. For him, it was, spirituality. He had come to seek answers or seek more enlightenment about the scriptures. And so he did not want any of these materialistic things. And so, in order to teach his disciples his lesson, he did not speak anything, but his actions were enough to let it be known to his disciple. And another lesson that his disciple learned was detachment or indifference to worldly wealth and the prestige that comes with it is the true measure of education. And hopefully the guru wanted his disciple to learn one lesson, was that you have to detach yourself from all these worldly pleasures. Only then you will be able to attain the true measure of education. So this is what the two lessons that Guru imparted to his disciple, and not through words but through action. And the other lesson, another life lesson that Raghunath learned, was that he had to detach himself from all these worldly pleasures if he had to seek spiritual enlightenment. So this is what is with the explanation of the poem. So with this I will end the second module and come to the end of the explanation of this poem. The notes will consist of the summary of the poem, and also you will have to write down the summary as well as 6 question answers along with the reference to context into your notebooks. Okay, children? And when it comes to writing the vocabulary, you can write the following vocabulary into your textbooks. You just take your pencils and mark them in your textbook, so that when you write it into your textbooks, you know which one you have to write. Jumna, the jutting bank, then scarred, torrents, scriptures, wrought, twirling, shafts of light. So these are the word meanings that you have to write into your notebook, and you don't have to use any of these words for frame sentences. Okay, children? Thank you. With this we come to the end of the explanation of Govinda's disciple.